What's up, guys? This is Al, and today I'm going to be giving you 4 different tips in order to avoid problem customers. What is a problem customer? Well, a problem customer is going to be in today's society what we call a Karen. Yes, you do not want to work for Karens because life is hard enough. Anytime that you work for problem customers, well, you're going to make your life even harder than it has to be. So, let's get started. Tip number 1. They call you, text you, send you a message, whatever it is, asking for an estimate. You give them a number, and they immediately reply back asking if you can do it cheaper. Well, my answer is always no. My price is my price. There's no reason why you should lower your price. And it's not so much about the money, guys. It's about respect. These people do not respect you. They do not respect your work, and that's the main reason why they are asking for a lower price. I can guarantee you when they go to the store, they go to Walmart, Lowe's, Home Depot, they go everywhere. And then they go to the register to pay for whatever they're buying. I guarantee you they do not ask for a discount. They don't. They just pay whatever the price is on the label and they go about their way. But when it comes to hiring you, they expect you to lower your price to meet their expectation. No, it doesn't work like that. These people do not respect you, and the mentality they have, you do not want to work for them. It's not, like I said, it's not so much about the money, it's about respect. And by lowering your price, you're already telling them that you do lower quality work because you're cheaper, and they're always going to know you as a cheap handyman. You do not want to be known as a cheap handyman. Tip number 2. It's the same as tip number 1, but this time, you give them a price and they compare your price to other estimates they already got. Yes, they've been looking around and they got numbers from other contractors, handymen. And then they ask you if you can match it or if you can do it lower. Same reason. No, you don't want to work for these people. They have been shopping around, which is okay. You know, it's everybody's right to get different quotes. But when they expect you to lower your price because everybody else gave them a cheaper price, no, it doesn't work like that. I just had this happen to me last week. I got a call from somebody. They wanted an over-the-range microwave replaced. So I charge a flat rate of $150. That's for a standard install where I don't have to modify the cabinet. I don't have to drill holes in the drywall. I don't have to mess with electric. Simple replacement. I take the old one out and put the new one in. Done. Normally it takes me about 30 minutes to 45 minutes. $150. So as soon as I give this person my flat rate price, they immediately tell me, but Lowe's gave me a price of $100. You know what I said? Immediately. It was just a reflex, guys. It's like fight or flight. I told him, so why are you calling me? $100 cheap enough. You want to go even cheaper than that? So this person goes silent. And then he hung up the phone on me. That's fine. I don't need to work for people like that. Get out of here. Seriously, $100 and they want it cheaper? I mean, come on. It takes money to drive to their house. I mean, I have overhead. I got to pay for my insurance. I got to pay for my license fees every year. I got to pay for my bond. I got to pay for my gas, wear and tear on my truck, my tools, my knowledge. I mean, come on. And then on top of that, I get rid of the old microwave. And then this person wants to pay me less than $100. Get out of here. Seriously. But anyways, that was tip number 2. Tip number 3. Fixing somebody else's problem. So, somebody calls you, texts you, whatever, to get an estimate to fix somebody else's problem. And always, the 2 main reasons why this happens is reason number 1, the person that started it just left and never came back. It's just the way it works. So they're trying to find somebody to finish the job. Reason number 2, for whatever reason, the contractor, the handyman, it's like got sick and then they're like almost dead at the hospital. I literally had another one just like this a few days ago. Picture on the screen right now. This person wanted me to tile that barbecue thing that you see on the screen. I don't know if you noticed or not, but it doesn't look square. The walls do not line up with the countertop, and then they want it tile on the top, and they want it tile on the walls. It doesn't look even. It looks like it's bulging out at the top. So I told them that, and then they just kept telling me that it's straight and nothing's wrong with it. Well, I gave them an estimate for $1,500. And then I told them that is $1,500 to tile it, assuming everything is the way it's supposed to be. If I have to redo anything, if I have to cut anything, if I have to restucco something just so that the tile looks better or looks fine the way it's supposed to look like, then the price is going to be higher. I don't like picking up after somebody else's work, because you just don't know how it was done. And then you are the last person working on it. So whatever happens after that, it's going to be your fault, especially when it comes to plumbing or electrical. Let's say somebody was framing, and then they had plumbing inside the wall, and then they close everything down, and then and then they just leave for whatever reason, and then the customer wants you to finish up the drywalling and all that good stuff. I mean, you don't know what anything looks like inside that wall. If you go over there and just finish the job and something happens, it's going to be your fault. You got to think about liability, guys. I mean, if you're a handyman and you're doing smaller jobs, it's not such a big deal. But once you get into the bigger jobs, you are responsible for anything that happens afterwards. So it's not worth it. So that is tip number 3, picking up after somebody else's mess. Tip number 4 is working for flippers. And no, I'm not talking about this kind of flippers. I'm talking about house flippers. People who buy houses and then fixing up and sell them. These people do not like to pay. What they're going to do is they're going to want you to do a lot of work for little money. You're going to give them an estimate over the phone, whatever, and you're going to show up, and then it's going to be something else. It's going to be like a lot more than you quoted them. And then they're going to want you to do it because you told them one price, and then, you know, they're going to call you out on it. So I don't like to work for flippers. I got a guy like this a while ago, like in my handyman days when I first started. He calls me to wire an outlet for a garbage disposal. The outlet was just sitting there. They had just renovated the house, and then he also had a little button to turn it on off, which was pressure activated. And then he tells me, you know, everything is already there. All you gotta do is just hook up the outlet and then hook up the air line to the button on the counter, and then you're done. I mean, it should take you only a few minutes. I was, you know, brand new in the handyman business. I didn't know what the heck I was doing, so I gave him a cheap price. I don't even remember, but I know it was less than $100. And then I show up, and then the outlet has no freaking power. The guy wasn't there, so this was an over-the-phone appointment, and he told me he was just gonna pay me through PayPal. So the outlet has no power. So now, you know, I wired the outlet, but it has no power. So it took me an hour and a half just to find out what the problem was. And then there was a junction box on the other side of the wall. The wires were loose because whoever renovated the place, they didn't do it right. So I had to fix that so that the outlet works. And then when it came time to hook up the airline for the little pressure activated button for the garbage disposal, I don't know what the heck they did, but underneath the counter, the button was like right at the edge of the counter, and then right below it, underneath the sink, there was like a wall, like it was walled in. I'm like, what the heck? So I had to literally fish the line through like little crevices in there, and that took me another hour. I mean, you would have thought it was gonna be an easy thing where you just drop the line down behind the sink, and then hook it up to the little pump. But no, this one had to be complicated. So it took me like almost 3 hours to get that done. So, and then I called the guy, and I'm like, dude, you know, this took a lot longer. I'm not going to charge you more because, you know, I don't like changing my prices. But, you know, this was not what we agree on. So, and then as I get done, as I'm walking around the house, you know, I notice a lot of little things that are not done. So before I left that day, you know, I tell the guy you need to get this done, and then he's like, can you just do it real quick for me? It will only take you a few minutes. I was really pissed off. I spent 3 hours for something that was supposed to take me less than 30 minutes, and on top of that, it took me 40 minutes to drive there. And then I tell him, I'm sorry, dude, but I'm being here for 3 hours, and I already did all this stuff for free. I'm not even charging you for it. And then the guy freaking starts going off on the phone. He's like, you're freaking handyman. All you guys are trying to do is rip me off. And he's freaking yelling on the phone. And you know what? I just freaking went off on this guy. I told him to, if he wants to freaking yell at me, to show up right here in person and yell in my freaking face and see how that's going to go for him. So I told him I'm not going to do that freaking, I wasn't going to fix anything else for him, even if he paid me, and I was done. And then I told him too that if he didn't pay me right now, I was gonna undo everything that I did, and he could get somebody else to do it, and I was gonna do it. So he sends me the PayPal, and then I leave. So that's the reason why I do not like to work for house flippers. A lot of them are not gonna respect your work. They are gonna want you to do a lot more work for less, and it's just a pain in the butt. So those are my 4 tips, guys, to avoid problem customers, Karens. If you're in the service industry, you're a handyman, you are in the service industry, this is something you're gonna always run into. It's just part of life. But you know what? The more you deal with people, you're gonna be able to spot these kinds of Karens, and then they're not worth it, guys. So anyways, hopefully this helps you out. Don't forget to like, subscribe if you have any questions, comment below, and I will see you next time.